Hello guys, and welcome to a new tutorial on Thaumcraft. I should say Thaumcraft 3. I'm Lunchbox, and I'm here to tell you about Thaumcraft. Okay, where should we start? Maybe about World Gen. That seems about right. World Gen. Okay, so here on the surface, let me go into creative mode. There we go. You'll see some new trees that dot the landscape. As you can see, we got some silverwood here. These are called silverwood trees. They're pretty unique in that you hardly get any saplings from them, and growing one is pretty tough. But as you can see, you can always, go out into like plains or like a forest, and you can always see at least a couple of them out over there. And usually beside them, I think there's some over here. Yeah, there's some. Other stuff called shimmerleaf spawn near it, as you can see. You can just whack it sometimes. And quicksilver should drop, I think. Or at least they changed that. They probably changed that. Probably have to use shears or something to grab them. Also in the desert, this cool, neat volcano, whatever. There are some cinder, I forget what these are called. What are they called? Cinder something. Cinder pearls. Oh, now I know why they're not dropping, because I'm creative. There we go. As you can see, you can get blaze powder from these. If I go and get myself some shimmerleaf, go back over here where the grass is. We actually get out of creative mode. Yeah, there you go. They drop quicksilver, as you can see. There's actually another way to get quicksilver as well, because those cinder pearl pods and the quicksilver, they don't respawn, or you can't grow them. So they're like, once you hit them, they're gone. As you can see over here, we also have great wood. Now it's easy to grow these. You actually only need, unlike most other trees where you need to plant like a 2x2 grid to make them grow, you can actually just place down one and then it'll eventually grow up to be about this big. Now, here's another one, and whenever you find these greatwood trees, sometimes there's spider webs on them, and cave spiders will actually spawn underneath them. And if you check under the tree, there's usually a chest, which is pretty cool. Which reminds me, there's also another thing that spawns in Thaumcraft, which I don't think is actually near us at the moment. There's actually a dungeon that spawns, and it looks kind of like a hill. I'll go see if I can find one. I'll be right back once I find one. Okay. Hello guys, and we are back, and these are the dungeons that you see. As you can see, they well, this one's kind of a little lower into the ground. There's some iron bars that you can break, and there are actually a couple of spawners you have to watch out for. You got a skeleton spawner, then a zombie spawner, and then some chests down there. And actually, here in the center, there's actually a ore node most of the time. Now you guys might not know what these are, but yeah, they can be pretty nasty. Okay, guys, meet you back at the tutorial site. Hello guys, and we are back. Okay, now there's also some mobs that also spawn. You'll sometimes find angry zombies, which look like this. As you can see, they've got red eyes. And if you kill them, you can sometimes get zombie brains. Zombie brains. Right there. Which are pretty cool. Now in the nether, you'll also find, I'm going to go a little bit of ways for this, you'll sometimes find fire bats. Yeah, watch out for them. They'll try to attack you, then they'll also explode. Then try to hit him. So as you can see, he's trying to. Well, I guess I'm in creative, so it doesn't really matter. Oh well. And also, sometimes in the overworld, you'll also find wisps. They look nice, don't they? Whoosh, off they go. Some of them will attack you, and some of them won't, so it just depends on what kind of wisp it is. And there's actually 48 different wisps with 48 different aspects, but we'll get into these later. Okay. Get out of creative mode. And these are the ore that also spawn in the world. You can just hit them with stone pickaxes, doesn't matter. Sometimes you'll get one, maybe two. Let's see. See, sometimes I got two right there. Got two right there. Two right there. And two right there. These are each air shards, fire shards, water shards, earth shards, these shards, and then dull shards. It's really hard to find some dull shards, but there's a way you can actually, get them to be dull shards. All of these all contain magical properties. And the dull shards are actually just shards without hardly any magic. Now, you can also get fortune from these, and actually increases your chance of getting more than one, I think. See that there? I got 3 from that time. 4 from that one. Oh, I got 5. Wow. Fortune really does increase your odds of getting lots of shards. So you can get up to 5, it seems, with fortune. Now there's also... Now all those could be mined with stone stuff, as you saw there. The rest of these require iron. This is called cinnabar and amber. Cinnabar drops as an ore, and if you smelt it, you'll get quicksilver. And amber will drop... Hey, Rain, we don't want you. Amber will drop amber. And you could also use fortune on this one as well. You can see I got 3. They might be wondering, okay, now I've got all these, I looked at all the world gen. There's actually another world gen that I needed to find, but I wasn't able to find it. You'll find these obsidian totems that look like this. Obsidian. Oh, if I can spell, I'll just spell totem. They'll look like this. And you'll sometimes find them out in the world. Pretty neat, huh? And sometimes you'll find like this one where you've got like obsidian totems and tiles as the ground, and then sometimes you'll find ones with chests. It's just, all random. Okay. So you've found all the world gen, you've collected, a couple of resources, so how do you really get started? First, you need to make a wand of the apprentice, which are made like so. You can use any type of shard, even the dull shard, and you can make a wand of the apprentice. So I'll get a dull shard to demonstrate. My pocket crafting table. You can see I got a wand of the apprentice. As soon as I select it, as you can see, there's a Vs thing down there at the bottom. It slowly recharges based on how close you are to the aura node. If I start moving away, so I'm like nowhere close to this thing, so it recharges pretty slow. But once it's all charged up, yeah, like that. Okay, so now you've made a wand of the apprentice. Well, what can I do with the wand of the apprentice? I mean, I can't right-click anything, or I can't mine stuff with it. First, you need to make a Thaumanomicon. This is your guide to pretty much all of Thaumcraft, and it's pretty descriptive. All you need is a bookshelf. Go up to a bookshelf in the world, and just right-click. It'll use up, I think 5 Vs, and it'll create a Thaumanomicon for you. Oh, 25 Vs. It'll create a Thaumanomicon. Ooh, look at it. It's all shiny and spinny. So once you get a Thaumonomicon, you can just right-click and it'll tell you pretty much the basics. Look at all that. Ooh. There are a couple other ones that are from Thaumic Bees. Or from, Thaumic Bees that aren't in the normal one. Like all of this stuff right here. Ooh, look at all this. Be cool if you could zoom out here. So these are kind of like the achievements, but these are actually research. And you can see here's all the basics. So here's a great wood tree, or silver wood, shimmer leaf, cinder pearls, aspects of magic, the aura, the flux, infused ore. Pretty much all the basics that we're going to be talking about next. So, made a Thaumonomicon, made a Water the Apprentice. Let's go and make some tables. Tables are made just like that. Grab these oak wooden slabs. You can use any type of wood. Doesn't have to be oak. Be any, even modded, even mod wood. You can get yourself a table. Sweet. So let me go place a table here, and then I'll place, a couple tables here. If you have your wand out, and if you right-click one of these tables, you'll turn it into an Arcane Work Table. Which is this right here. Arcane Work Table. As you can see, your wand automatically goes straight into the inventory. It'll tell you how many V's there in the wand. Certain stuff, whenever you need to craft it, actually requires V's and a crafting recipe. Neat. Throw away that Thaumonomicon. Next is some scribing tools. You just need a feather, glass bottle, and an ink sac. There are actually multiple ways of making it too. You can use a glass bottle or a glass file. Glass files is some glass and some clay, and you get 8 of them. Now these are really neat because they're used to transport aspects around, but as soon as you put an aspect into it, you can't get the file back, unlike the glass bottle. However, the glass files can only hold Essentia, so you can't put Essentia into glass bottles. And Essentia are pretty much all the aspects of magic. And we'll get into those pretty soon here, once we make ourselves our scribing tools. As you can see, you can make it however you want. You can put it like that, like that. Get yourself some scribing tools. And if you have 2 tables right up next to each other like this, and if you right-click, bam, now you've got a research table. Neat. This interface seems a little complicated, but it really isn't. If you go and get yourself some paper, and put it in here, and I'll go and tell you one of the basic researches I'll hopefully get into. Hopefully I'll get one of these. But first I'm going to need some coal. So if I go and put some coal in here, as you can see, what I should do is actually explain aspects. There are 48 different aspects in Thaumcraft. 48. Look at them all. Air, alienus, animus, and it just keeps going on and on. Look at all this. And then if you actually, once you, gotten farther into Thaumcraft, you can make these goggles, which allows you to see what kind of, the symbols for the, all the different aspects. As you can see, there are so many different aspects. Look at all of them. Ignis, Imperato, Instrumentum, Lignum, Lux, Machine, Messis, Metallum. Look at all them. Look at all this. Now, it might seem a lot, but almost every item in the game, even this dirt here I can pick up, has an aspect. Except for certain mod items. So you can see this dirt here has 2, I think that's, let's see, I think that's Solum, yes. Which is like Earth, pretty much. If you can go and look at the Essentia, it's Earth, Soil, Ground, Foundation. This coal here has 2 Ignis, which is fire, 2 Potentia, which is power, and 1 saxum, which is, rock. So if I research this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a research theory. As you can see, there are two different modes you can actually do. Whenever you research items, you have a chance of losing the item. There's cursory, and then there's thorough. If you're in cursory mode, your research goes by slower, but you have a lower chance of losing the item. While thorough, you have a high chance of losing the item, but your research is faster. So it all depends upon how many resources you have of an item that you're researching and how fast do you want it. So I'm going to put this in thorough because I'm technically in creative. I'm going to research away. All you have to do is hit this button right here. Bam! As you can see, we found a theory, but we don't know what it is. All we know is that we have one aspect from the skull that's within the theory. As you can see, we don't know what it is. So if I research, as you can see, it has Potentia and Ignis. At about 30%, we figure out what it's called. Nitor. As you can see, Saxum gets grayed out, meaning that Saxum isn't here in the research. So if I continue to research, so we got 87, 75. At around 50, it goes and shows you all the aspects there are on it. So as you can see, we're missing an aspect. We don't know what it is. And it goes and tells you what Nitor does. Nitor here is a glowing flame, seems to be fueled by magic itself. The number of uses for ever-burning flame seems endless, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to produce much heat, though it could prove to be a steady source of light and energy. Light and energy. Potentia is, fire, or power, or energy. And it says it's an ever-burning flame. Ignis, which is fire. So, the other thing they have to look for is light. Now, Lux is light. Where is Lux? There's Lux. Light, brightness, day. As you can see, these are all the different types of essentia. So if I go and put in essentia here, I might need, all of them, depending on the research. Ooh! This one is actually a little bit different. This one, I get a bonus. So I'm getting 8 plus 1. And the higher the number, the more faster the research goes through. As you can see, Lux here is getting a bonus. Torches, right here, actually contains Lux and Nature right there. Natura, I think. Something like that. So, if I get a bunch of torches and put them around my research table, I can actually get bonuses. Let's say if I go and put a bunch of water everywhere, we'll actually get a bonus to the aqua aspect. And if I got a bunch of fire around me, or lava, it'll actually get a bonus for Ignis, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to continue this research. I already figured out what, Lux is. So, look. As soon as you hit 100, you get this neat little particle effect thing right here. We can actually take out our coal now because we don't need them anymore because we figured out everything that it is about, coal here. If you hold shift, you can actually figure out what aspects are in everything. The Thaumanomicon is pretty expensive. Pocket crafting table. Water bucket. Hydra chops, which are from the Twilight Forest, don't have an aspect, as you can see. So not all mod items have it, but some of them do, like a pocket crafting table. So if I research Lux on a couple more times, bam, we have a research. Discovery Nitor. What's really neat is that you can hold it here in your hand and be like, ooh, look at this. Now I wonder if I don't know if I can put this in a item frame. I think that would be pretty neat. Can I put it into the way I think it? No. Oh well. No. I was hoping that it would display kind of like a map. I think that would be pretty neat. Oh well. So this is pretty much what we saw here in the table. It's the same description, but it shows us, you know, our progress to each of the aspects there on the top. And if we right-click with it, research complete. Nitor. Ooh, Nitor. This Nitor actually needs to be made in a Crucible, and it requires these aspects. Now, we haven't gotten to a Crucible yet. I kind of wanted to tell you, you know, to talk about research. The next major thing that you want to make is a Crucible, which is made from a cauldron, which is like so. Now, cauldrons, I think, used to be in Minecraft, but I think they removed them, but Thaumcraft added them back in. So you can see I can make a cauldron, just like that. Now, this cauldron actually needs to have a heat source. So, one way you can heat up a cauldron is either through lava or, you know, fire from on a netherrack. Now, fire can be kind of glitchy at times, so I usually stick with the lava bucket. I'm actually going to need to get a piece of dirt here. Apparently I'm missing a block. So I go and put my lava right there. Sweet. I'll get another one, so I can place my cauldron. Now this cauldron by itself won't do much. It's pretty basic, as you can see. What you have to do to turn it into a crucible is right-click it with a wand. Bam. And now we have a crucible. Now, what you want to do with the crucible is that you want to go and put water into it. Bam, just like that. I have a water source nearby. Let me just fill this back up. And after a little while, you'll see it start bubbling. Ooh, neat. So if you look at our Nitor, we actually need 4 Ignis, 4 Potentia, and 6 Lux. What can I do to throw in there to get myself Nitor? Well, coal and torches. I already had coal, and I just got rid of them. Don't need that, and then torches. So as you can see, coal has, you know, 2 Ignis, 2 Potentia, and 1 Saxum, and torches have 2 Lux and then 2 Natura. I think that's the right. I have to look at it. It's not Lignum. Herba is the right thing. It's not Natura. That's a mod. That's you know, already out. No, that's Herba, the little leaves there. So based on our Thaumonomicon, we need 2 Ignis, 2 Potentia, and 6 Lux. Okay. So that means we need 2 coal and 3 torches to make 1 Nitor. 1, 2. Now, by default, you usually don't. You have to research these goggles of revealing. So as you can see, you know, we don't know what's actually in there. But as soon as you research this, you can see, you know, what's inside the cauldron. As you can see, it starts making some noise, saying that there's aspects in it. Oh. Sometimes it can be kind of rough throwing stuff in. So we throw in a torch, 2. That was weird. And 1 more. There we go. Now we've got 4 Ignis, 4 Potentia, and 6 Lux. Now you might be wondering, well, what's going to happen with these other aspects that we have in it? Good question. Whenever we you know, make this Nitor, those aspects will actually go into the environment and create flux, which is bad. You can read it all about it, you know, the aura and flux, here in this book. And flux. As you can see, with our goggles of revealing, we can figure out how much aura and flux is in the environment. If you look in the bottom left, you can actually see how much aura we have, in terms of, you know, a number, and then flux, which is based on like minimum, high, you know, dangerous, you know. It's kind of like it can go up or down, you know. It's just it's not a number system. So to get our Nitor, we just right-click here with our Wand of the Apprentice. Now we need the amount of Vis that we need. So how much Vis was it? 5 Vis. So if you look at our wand here, it'll actually pull out 5 Vis. Bam! Just like that. And we have ourselves 1 Nitor. Nitor's pretty sweet. You can use it as like a torch. Or magic, so... Ooh. It's an ever-burning flame that won't catch things on fire. And it just looks all nice and neat. Now, Nitor is also used in, more advanced recipes. So you can see it used up our water, so we need to put more water into it. Well, let's say I can make, that takes 5 Vis. How about if I want to make more than 1, Nitor? Let's see, let's make 3 more. So we need 4 Ignis, 4 Potentia, and 6 Lux. 1, 2. So that'll make 1. So if I actually throw in 8, I can actually make 2. And I'm going to put in 1 more. Now I can make 3. Now I also need 6 Lux. 6 times 3 is 18. So I'm going to need 18 Lux. Look at that. Now if I right click with the wand now, I should be able to get 3 Nitor from this. As you can see, it used up 15 Vis, and I got myself 3 Nitor. Pretty sweet, eh? Ooh, now we're going in magic. So those are some of the basic, these are some of the basics for Thaumcraft. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to be talking about a lot of the cool inventions that you'll be researching. I won't go into, what you need to research to get here or all that kind of stuff, because that's kind of the point of Thaumcraft. You go and, research it on your own here in this research table. And, like, practically everything has an aspect. So, like, these indigo flowers that are from Red Power, well, these don't have any aspects. Oh, darn. Let's see, let's get some seeds. There's some seeds. Those don't have any aspects. I know this flower does. This flower has 4 Flos, which is, flower. And this one actually has 1 Lux, which is pretty neat. So instead of using torches, you can actually use flowers. Or at least these yellow flowers. I don't know what it is about roses. Roses might be different. How about some, like, regular seeds? Come on. There we go, there's some regular seeds. So this has, the herba as well, and some permutatio. I think that's how you pronounce that. Permutation, pretty much. Everything has aspects. Let's say, I don't know, an iron door. It has aspects. How about a boat? It has aspects. So you just have to play, mix and match and figure out, what aspects are for what item, and then research those type of items to get yourself, the research. Now these researches, these aren't the only researches. There are some hidden ones. Like, once you figure out this is a transmutation one, which allows you to transform metal into, other metals, or any metal into gold. You'll actually find you'll actually branch off of here and discover that you can actually transform any metal into any other metal. You can actually get like tin and copper and lead and silver and all those other kind of like mod metals. And you can actually transform any other metal into those. So like if you're running low on one specific metal, you can actually transform, let's say if you have an influx of iron, you can transform that iron into other metals. But this is where I'm going to have to wrap up for this tutorial. Next tutorial I'm going to go and show you all the cool, neat devices that you get to have at the end of research and everything. Okay, guys. I am Lunchbox. Adios, and good night.